Hello and welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be telling the future of the villagers. So sit tight and grab a snack. Let us begin. So, as you know, modern day villages seem pretty small, but they will continue on growing and slowly upgrading their materials that you use to build. And as players come and go, they'll be gathering new resources, finding new technologies, and creating more modernized civilizations. They'll continue on like this, and we'll just continue building and building and building, thinking that they have come so far. Comparing them to the past, they have changed a lot. And so they think they now are one of the most modern villages that exist, and that nothing, any disaster that happens, nothing can stop them. But boy, were they wrong. As the villages were upgrading, the villagers just kept making new technologies, but so did the pillagers. Now, the pillagers, as you know, are against the villagers, and they will continue growing, becoming stronger, making new weapons, and finding new strategies to invade villages. And the villagers thought they were advanced because, for starters, they had come up with a new way to strengthen iron golems, and a new way to make more of them and make them stronger by using potions. They used to have the ring stand, but they never knew what to do with it. They just knew it existed, and they used it as a workstation. But now they were able to figure out that you can make potions with them to both protect yourself, heal yourself, strengthen yourself, and defend yourself. With this new knowledge they've gained, they are now able to strengthen their iron golems who will protect them. They also learned new technologies on how to be able to create new machinery, make old tasks like farming easier and more efficient, and also how to make crops grow faster using something they call fast growth. Using fast growth, they are able to grow crops at an alarmingly fast rate. But this ultimately caused problems for them. For example, they are no longer able to run as fast as they used to be able to. They also now sometimes get a little nauseous after eating something that fast growth was used on. And all of these are side effects of fast growth. But did this affect them? No, it did not. So they continued using it. So they seemed pretty advanced, but the pillagers also had a few things in mind. First of all, the pillagers now also know how potions work, but the thing is, they went a step further than the villagers. They learned how to tip their arrows with different potions and how to use them against their enemies. Second of all, they learned iron golems' weaknesses, which is water. They learned that iron golems sink in water and they can no longer get up. Third of all, they also learned how to open a portal to the end, and they were able to conquer the end, and in turn were able to control the Ender Dragon however they wanted to. using the Ender Dragon, they are now able to use it to attack villagers, and the Ender Dragon can destroy blocks in an instant, and she is very hard to defeat. Fourth of all, they also learned how to make machines. Using these machines, they can create defenses to defend their area by filling dispensers with bows and activating them whenever it is needed. They also know how to make an alarm system to get alarmed whenever anyone is trespassing. Using all of these things, the pillagers were getting ready to attack the villagers. Now, would this cause the end of the villagers? Well, not quite. You see, the pillagers also discovered astronomy, and they now knew a lot about space. And while exploring space, they saw something very alarming. They saw nothing but a meteor coming towards the Minecraft Earth. And now that they know about this, were they going to tell the villagers? No, they were not. They were instead going to bunker down to the depths of the Minecraft Earth. That way, when the giant meteor hits, they'll be perfectly safe. But their enemies, the villagers, would not be safe, and they would be hit by the meteor and be destroyed almost instantly by it. So, the pillagers, instead of continuing their preparations to attack the villagers, they just hid underground. They created a stronghold. But the thing is, pillagers didn't know much about farming yet. They just knew on how to hunt. And this would ultimately lead to the extinction of the pillagers. One by one, each pillager started starving, and they didn't want to go out to the surface because what if the meteor was coming and they would expose themselves. But if they didn't go out, they would starve. But they thought the odds were on their favor, so they just waited and waited. But then the days started to turn into months, and they starved. And this was the end of the pillager race. But you're not here to hear about the future of the pillagers. You're here to hear about the villagers. So, after all of this, while we thought the pillagers were gonna end the villagers, when in reality, it wasn't. The villagers did not know about astronomy. None of them. None of all villagers knew about astronomy. They knew about the moon and the stars, but that was all they knew, except for one villager.
Wait, you're talking about me?
This villager, called Xenolot, was actually very interested with the moon, and all his life growing up, people would make fun of him, judge him, and just be mean to him all the time about why he was so obsessed with the moon and the stars, and basically all of space. They said that nothing was out there and that he just didn't have to worry about it. But he did not listen. He constructed his own observatory, and using this observatory, he was able to study space, and he saw the meteor coming. And at first, he studied it, but then when he realized it was getting closer and closer to Earth, he went out and he started telling everyone that the meteor was coming.
Guys, a meteor's coming. We gotta get out of here. It's coming straight towards us.
You are crazy, honestly. Like, just get out of here.
Yeah, get out of here.
As you see, no one believed him. But he knew he had to do something about this, because he knew that if he didn't do anything, that it would be the end of the villager race. So what did he do exactly? Well, he knew that villagers liked to party, so he started constructing an underground bunker, but it would be looking like if it was a party room, when in reality it was a bunker to protect them from the meteor. And the thing is, he knew about this way before the pillagers knew, and that's when he told all the villagers that they should be worried about the meteor. So he still had plenty of time before the meteor came here to Earth, or at least he thought. Now, the pillagers went into hiding before the meteor hit, but they had suspected that was gonna hit only a few hours after they went into hiding. But actually, when they went in and closed the door of their bunker, it almost instantly hit. They were off by just a few hours. So, Xenolot sent everyone invitations on the place and the time the party was gonna be. But of course, this wasn't any party. It was actually their bunker where they were gonna hide and ride out the meteor. But he had planned that it was gonna be exactly 30 minutes before the meteor hit. But like the pillagers, he was also off. And so, when the meteor was coming, he thought everything was fine, and he was starting to actually decorate the bunker, when suddenly, he heard the first explosion.
Finally, I finished the bunker. I think I did a very good job. It was very tiring to do, but I think it turned out really well, because it's what in the villager was that?
Explosion was louder than any other explosion Xenolot has heard in his entire life. So he quickly ran outside and started seeing pieces of rock and fire and lava and obsidian and other things he had never seen before falling from the sky. Everything was falling apart. So he quickly announced to the village.
What was that? I could go see. Oh no, what could be? Wait, what? Magma? What's happening? I gotta get out. I don't know. What could this be? What happened? It's all burning. What? Oh, that hurts. What happened? Everything is burning. Everyone, get to the bunker. Come down. Get to the bunker. Come on, everyone, go.
And so all the villagers started running for the bunker. And while a lot of them had already perished inside of the fire, the meteor, a few of them made it into the bunker. When I mean a few of them, I mean a lot of them. Xenolot had saved a lot of lives, and most probably also saved villager kind from perishing. Now, Xenolot had put a lot of materials inside of the bunker to survive at least a few days, maybe even a few weeks or a few months, or if needed, a few years. So, what did the villagers do? First of all, they thanked Xenolot, and they apologized for all the times they had laughed at him, and thanked him so much. So now Xenolot started to lead the villagers, and they started creating a civilization underground where the meteor wouldn't get them, because they didn't want to know if the meteor was gone yet. And they had materials as well as lots of seeds, saplings, and other materials needed to survive. So they started building their underground civilization, and many years passed, and they continued building all of these wonderful structures. But as time passed, these structures started turning dark, and because of all the pressure there was underground, they started to look darker and more compressed, and the villagers starting to turn to souls. because they couldn't handle all the pressure. So he started turning into souls, and they also started turning into skeletons, zombies, and other compressed blocks, which were not just any compressed blocks, but compressed souls. And these cities are now known as the Deep Dark Cities. Now this isn't actually official Minecraft lore. This is just my own story that I made. I thought of all of this and I just made a story on the future of the villagers. This is not official. It's just a fun little story I made about the future of the villagers. So if you did enjoy, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to know whenever I upload brand new videos. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.